Guys, okay, so please excuse the mess behind me because we just moved, so we're in our new place, and if there's a bit of an echo, that's the reason why, because we have basically no furniture. I'm sitting on a step stool right now, so yeah, please excuse that. But today I still wanted to put a video out for you guys because I'm pretty excited about this one. I am basically going to be telling you guys things that I thought as a kid. Yeah, I don't think it needs more clarification than that, so let's just get straight into the video. As a kid, I did not understand what salad was. Now, I understand what salad is, but I didn't understand the salad leaves. I used to genuinely not understand the difference between salad leaves and the leaves that grow on trees outside. And it got to the point where I was so confused about this, I was asking my mom to explain me the difference, and she couldn't. All she could really say was that some of them are for eating and some of them are for just growing on trees. But that was not enough for me. So what did I do? I got my little sister and I told her, hey, you know that leaf on that tree right there? Yeah, you can eat it. It's just like salad. Yeah. And she's looking at me like, oh my God, really? And I'm like, yeah. So of course she ate the leaf and she was like really disgusted by it because it probably tasted like not good because you're not supposed to eat them. But she did not die and she did not get sick, and that was enough proof for me that the leaves that grow on trees are exactly the same as the leaves in our salad. And to my sister, I'm very sorry that I damaged you. When I was a kid, I did not understand money. The concept of money was so foreign to me that I used to use the price of a push pop, one of those little popsicles where you push the bottom, the popsicle comes up. I used to use this, the cost of this, which I think was like $1.20 or something like that. I used to use the cost of this to figure out how much other things would cost. Now, I don't mean with small purchases, like I understood what $30 was, but I mean with big purchases. Like when my dad bought a car, I remember asking him how much it cost. Like, mind you that I was already maybe 12 or 13 years old by this point, and I can specifically remember when he told me how much the car cost, thinking about how many push pops this car was. I was literally sitting there being like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 push pops? This is absolutely ridiculous, and I have no idea why it was so hard for me to understand like how much money was, but I used to always use this technique to figure it out. Even if my parents were buying a house, I was still counting in push pops. So the next thing I didn't understand as a kid was why girls and boys were supposed to wear certain clothes and do certain things differently because they were boys or girls. My parents raised me to just be whoever I wanted to be, no matter what or who or how that was, but I can remember so many instances when I would be going to a friend's house or I would be in school or something like this, and I would be playing with my friend some sort of like dress-up game, and I would say that I wanted to be the fire truck driver, and the parent or the kid or the teacher even would say, oh, are you sure you want to do that? That's really more of a boy's job. Are you sure you don't want to be a princess or something like that instead? And I just didn't understand. Like, I genuinely didn't understand how that could be only for boys. It just was bizarre to me. I just used to think it was so ridiculous, and I still to this day think it's absolutely ridiculous. So to all of the Karen moms out there who are trying to force their children to conform to gender stereotypes, screw you. So the next thing I didn't understand as a kid was when the garbage truck came and took the trash. You know, it dumps the trash into the back of the garbage truck and then it drives away. I thought for the longest time that the trash was like getting disappeared. Like when it went into that truck, suddenly it just like vanished, like it was disappeared. I had absolutely no idea that the truck drove to a dumpster and like got rid of all of the trash. In my mind, it was like the truck was swallowing the trash essentially, and it never once crossed my mind that then the truck would need to take the trash back out again. So I don't know what I was thinking, but yeah. Okay, the next thing I did not understand when I was a kid was grocery stores. I was literally so confused by grocery stores because I did not understand how the groceries got onto the shelves. Like, I have this like really vivid memory where I'm in the grocery store, I must have been like 6 years old, and I took something off of the shelf, and I just remember standing there being like, should I push the other stuff forward? Like, how is the groceries gonna get refilled onto the shelf? I just didn't get it. And I remember once when I went to the store with my mom and there was a guy restocking the cans on the shelves, and my mind was just like blown because I just didn't understand that it was a person that was restocking the grocery store and that the grocery store wasn't like a living, breathing being that, I don't know, put its own produce back out on the shelf. As a kid, I did not understand why there were stray cats. This seems really weird when I say it like this, but I really genuinely mean it. I didn't get why there were stray cats on the street, and I used to be genuinely really worried about them. Like, if we would be driving in the car and I would see a cat walking down the street, I would be so concerned. All I could think of as a kid was, well, does its cat's mom know where it is? I mean, has he told his mom where he's going? What is he doing? Standing on the highway, walking down the street, just being a cat? Like, what's going on here? I remember going home after seeing this cat on the street and like for a really long time being genuinely concerned that he didn't have something to eat for dinner. Honestly, I still kind of stand by this. I don't understand why there are stray cats. I just think that that's terrible and there shouldn't be, because it would be so much better if there weren't stray cats, because then all the cats would be like happy and loved by their families and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But there are, and child Neva didn't understand this, and adult Neva doesn't either. So the next time you see a cat walking down the street, make sure you ask it if it needs to borrow your phone so it can call his mom to get picked up. As a kid, I did not understand why I could not stand up to pee. I grew up in Los Angeles, so it's very warm there, and I was essentially always naked and running around very free. And one of the things that I learned to enjoy doing is peeing outside, like peeing standing up. So I would just stand there and just let it flow, you know, because I was naked and, you know, who cares? Like, come on. A little bit of pee never hurt anybody. So anyway, I got into the habit of being able to pee standing up when I was playing outside, and it became incredibly frustrating for me that every time I wore pants, I suddenly couldn't do this anymore. And I can specifically remember one morning wearing a dress for the sole reason that then I wouldn't have to wear underwear, and I could like shimmy myself over the toilet seat and pee standing up on top of it. I still think it would be really awesome to be able to stand up to pee as a woman, and I honestly think that child Neva had it right, that we should all be able to do that, so just never wear underpants and wear dresses and just pee wherever the heck you want to pee, right? And the last thing I did not understand when I was a kid was why some people thought that men and men or women and women can't marry each other. Now, while this may be very controversial for some people, for me it's basically just human rights. As a kid, I grew up around plenty of people who were of all different types of genders and sexes and all of that kind of stuff, and to me it was just perfectly normal for whoever to be able to be with whoever they wanted to be with, as long as it was consensual and stuff, of course. And I still stand by this point. I see no reason why people shouldn't be allowed to just be with whoever they want to be with, and when I was a kid, I just didn't understand why some people genuinely would fight against that. I genuinely didn't understand. To me, love is love, and it always has been, and as a kid, it was very clear to me that love is love, and it doesn't matter who you are, what you are, how you identify, whatever. If you love somebody, you love them, and that's really all that matters. And if you disagree with me on that point, you can just get the frick off this channel. Alright, you guys, that's all I have for this video today. I thought this was kind of funny, and I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button, and if you would like to support me and support my channel, hit that subscribe button, but if you don't want to, I will not hold it against you. That is it for me in this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!